Hello, hello, hello. This here is a scarf with a pocket. I sewed this on. I made a bunch of these here as a sunglass holder for sewing it onto a sweater and stuff like that, and also for putting it into these etuis that I have. Etuis for, I don't know, sunglasses and different things to prevent the sunglasses from scratching up. But now then I ended up putting my sunglasses into a padded drawer. I have about, I don't know how many, 15 pairs of sunglasses, and in the van we have these sun visor sunglass holders that attach themselves onto the sun visors on both sides, and it has these rubber bands crisscross, and the sunglasses just fit right into those. They don't even have to be put into some kind of pocket like this, but if I was to put it into a purse, then they get scratched up, and for that this will be good. But in this case here, I thought, oh, I might just as well sew this onto a scarf and then put ocean rocks into it for energetic protection, right? So I put my ocean rock in here. There it is. Okay. But I really need to put a string around this, like tie a string around this if I go hiking with that. Okay, then that way the rock doesn't fall out. So, it's nice today. I had a nice fight with Paul, but other than that, it was a great, wonderful, accomplished day. So I really have to say that, because whatever project I do with Paul, we never see eye to eye. And he fights me tooth and nail, literally, okay? Tooth and nail, literally. With teeth and nails. And that makes me mad, and then my Medusa comes further up. And then we have a shouting match, and I bet the hackers have recorded all of this already. Just in case I might run for office one day, so they have something on me, okay? Yeah, they can just show the public the shouting match, show what kind of bitch I am, so that nobody will vote for me, right? Man, I would do so much of a better job than Governor Gavin Newsom. Man, what could I accomplish? Oh my gosh. How I can make California into the California's gold again. Okay, so California, here we come. Huell Hauser was singing that song always. He's a sweetheart. Wonderful. I always watched it. California Gold shows. Wonderful, wonderful documentary films. He was traveling all over California. He was singing that old folk song about California. I don't know who composed that song, but it's all like from the 1800s. California, here we come, right back where we started from. I think that's how it goes. So I started in Germany though, but I came to California to do primal therapy. Red flag for Paul. Don't touch that subject with him. He will fly off the handle. I said in a session with Brenda, that was one of my last sessions that I had there in 2000. I said to Brenda, okay, here, Brenda, and it was recorded. This is what Paul said about Arjanov and the Primus Center. He said some kind of military helicopter needs to fly over that and burn it all down. And we both laughed. Brenda snickered too. I love that. I took him there one time and he looked at the whole facility. First he was interested, and then as soon as I told him we pull up our past pain, he wasn't on board anymore. He said, "This is adverse. This is ass backwards." How can anyone do this? You probably heard his rants if you have been listening in. Punishment for spying is to listen in to Paul's angry rants. That's all there is to it. And yeah, he draws me in. He's good at that, but I catch myself now. Okay, it's my New Year's resolution. I catch myself and I don't allow myself to be drawn into the angry rants anymore. Okay, so I know better than that. I know that everyone has compassion deep down, buried down. Okay, so no matter how angry people are or violent, they react. They don't use the prefrontal cortex. They use the short circuit. They're literally short circuited. Most people, particularly men, and I'm starting to understand now why that is. Okay, one Muslim on Facebook told me they're frustrated. So for him, it's like they're frustrated. Thus, it's okay. To him, well, it's still not okay. Violence is never okay. Never, 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 never. Okay. I have to tell myself that, if I start to scream, it's not okay. It's not. Then I catch myself and I go, oh, I screamed again. I don't want to do that. I could be the governor of California, but the hackers, they will bring out my screaming matches with Paul and other things, which I'm not going to mention now. Yeah, they got BS there in their hands, which is something I'm not hiding any of that. It's like there's nothing. It's not even bad, any of that. Yeah. So beware if you spy on anyone. Because what you will see and hear, I don't even want to think about this. So we're harmless compared to Governor Newsom. Who knows what he does in his private time, I'm not going to smear him or anything, but I already know that he got some stuff that the public would not be on board with. The prudish public. You know how they are. How fascist they are and all of this. So I'm not going to smear him with any of that stuff. But I'm completely in support of Governor Newsom's private hanky-pankies. So, but who knows what he talks about with his family? Like, haha, the oil industry, they paid me under the table for making it hard for Elon Musk, so we have to chase him out of California. I would bring Elon Musk back. So, I would undo all that all the corruption that Governor Newsom has conducted here. I am light years more capable than Governor Gavin Newsom. Light years more capable. I'm also older. I'm 2 years older than he is, or 1 year. Not very much, but I know way more than he does. Okay, that's for sure. I could do it. I know I can do it. I know for 100% certainty. I would bring Ingrid Newkirk into my office. She could move in there with us. So you can constantly have a room in our house. I know she travels a lot, so she'd be my right hand. I really want Ingrid Newkirk to be the governor of California. She would be doing such an amazing job. God level soul. Much more capable than I am. But, I'm like light years more capable than Governor Newsom is, so. But, I already know I don't even have to I don't even have to apply for any of this. Because I already know that the corporate agenda would never, they check my records and they go like, no way, it's red flag, animal rights activists, environmentalists. They don't want people like that. They didn't realize that, the Republicans, they didn't realize that Arnold Schwarzenegger is pro-animal rights and environmentalism. They didn't realize that. They said, he's a Republican, I vote for him. Ha ha ha! Nice! And then he turned out to be doing all kinds of amazing stuff for the animals, for the earth. He made California back into California's gold, was the golden sunsets in the west over Fukushima. Yeah, he would have, I don't know, if he had stayed in office, who knows, maybe Fukushima would have never happened, right? I don't know. But I wished Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger would stay governor in California forever, for the rest of his life. And stupid us, we campaigned against him. We didn't know he was an animal rights activist and environmentalist. We didn't know him. We passed around flyers against him. But the Terminator, everyone knows the Terminator. They vote for the Terminator because he is the famous Terminator. That's why, not because of any kind of political stuff. Right? People don't even know about the political stuff. Some people voted for him because he's a Republican. So, he's a Republican Terminator. Who cares about animals and the earth? That's great. So we were so pleasantly surprised. You have no idea. I was like, oh my God, Arnold forever, man. I fell in love with him. Of course, I always do that. I mean, gosh, I had dreams about him. Amazing guy. He has a little pony on his big property, and the pony comes into the house, into the kitchen. He is amazing, a lovely, lovely, amazing man. And so is Donald Trump, a lovely, amazing man. My next dog will be called Donald. I already planned that a long time. After Papa died, we were planning on getting another fully European Basset Hound, orange and white, and I thought, orange, orange man dog. His name will be Donald. So that's what I'm gonna do. seems to be turning out to be very difficult after all to obtain another European Basset Hound. I didn't see this enormous, like, up these incredible obstacles coming my way in that regard. You know, I didn't see that coming. I thought it was gonna be easy. I thought also, oh, with the pandemic, that's gonna be easy. Now there'll be a bunch of European Basset Hounds out for adoption. No, it's the opposite. Oh man, nah. And not only that, the prices went up by $1,000 for a fully European Basset Hound. Now they cost 4,000. Who is willing to pay that to bring me over a fully European Basset Hound from the East Coast? Anyone out there? Any volunteers? Any rich guys out there? We can do some kind of barter system here. If you bring me a European Basset Hound puppy, you know, I will give you cookies for this effort. I have big rewards, okay, in store. You bring me a fully 100% European extra large Basset Hound puppy from the East Coast. There's a lot of breeders out there, good ones. We only have like, I don't know, we have like 4 European Basset Hound breeders here at the West Coast. I mean, that's how rare they are. The rest of the public, the rest of the Basset Hound community, they just mix them. Some of them mix them with beagles too, like, because they're cheaper, and then they sell them as Basset Hounds. It's total corruption. I'm making a video later for the. Yeah, thank you. It's not easy. Nobody said it was gonna be super easy, everything, you know. You have your red carpet rolled out for your life. No, obviously not. Everything has, like, every path has, it's like a rocky road, but not rocky road ice cream. It's like obstacles over obstacles, and pitfalls, and hell, suffering, anger, jealousy, not just in my head, but in all kinds of people's brains. And they fly off the handle, and they get frustrated. They want to hit a woman. Darn, they can't. They have to figure out a way to hit her with words. It's just words, dude. You know, they will say, hell yes, they are words, and they burn, man. Okay, and you know it. And that's why you use them. You know very well what you're doing. Philip et al. And the others. You know what you're doing. Fly off the handle. Shit, damn it, I can't control her. I gotta hit her. No, how do I do this? Hit her with a brick over the head. I call her dumpster. That will work, right? Yeah, I'm your dumpster. Right. Well, that will never silence me. Sorry, all of you Muslim guys out there. That's not gonna silence me. Any of that behavior, any of the mind gaming. You must have spent, I don't know, you must have spent years and years intricately figuring out how to do the most psycho terror in the most covert ways you can. Yeah, you know how women function. You know that much better than women know you. But I'm getting to the nitty gritty now. I am diving right in. I'm diving into your brain with this rock here. I'm gonna do some plastic surgery on your brain with this rock. Some energy healing surgery, okay? And I'm gonna activate your amygdala and your mirror center. Mirror on the wall. I see the other guys from all. Mirror effect. I see myself in you. I see you in me. Okay. I recognize you. I feel compassion. That's the mirror effect. Okay. Compassion. I see you are not that different. You are an animal too. Okay. Women are not aliens. We're different enough to cause some problems, right? But yeah, we're still mammals. We eat, do all the other stuff you do. Some of us have muscles, myself included. It's good. It's good to have muscles. It's empowerment. Power, baby. I have muscles in my legs too. I have very, very strong calves, by the way. One guy was laughing about that. Not just one guy. One teenage boy in the store was standing behind me, like, oh! I was like, what is that kid laughing about? Oh, he's looking at my calves. Oh man, yeah. Neanderthal calves. Another guy they were walking behind us. I was wearing shorts and he was like, oh, look at those hefty calves. Full of muscles. That comes from the Neanderthal. Like, they're bulky in both directions like this. It's good to have big muscles. I want to make sure that every photo I make I'm going to show my teeth. Because Ash said it looks bad when you make a photo smiling, saying cheese. So that's why I have to do that now. Okay, there's no other way around it. It's like, why not, man? Is that too dorky or something? Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's dorky, showing your teeth. So innocent. No, from now on, every photo I'm gonna smile and say cheese. To make it cheesy. To go on your nerves with it. So, what should I talk about? I already laid this out about the ending of time. If you have any questions left, let me know, and I will get into it in my next video. Seriously. If you have any questions, they could also be kind of taboo subject questions. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. I'm waiting. So I love that. I love discussing taboo questions. Jiddu Krishnamurti always said when he goes to India, he had they had a center there for him, and he went to India, South India a lot, and gave lectures. And he said the Indian people, they're very prudish. They want to conceal the bodily fluids and functions. They want to conceal that from the public. Everyone acts like they're just a robot. So that's why he said he brings up sex in every one of his lectures in India. And he said they feel very uncomfortable about this, but they're real fans of this, but they have to accept it, that he brings that up. So very important. But I noticed that in the United States too. When I first came to the United States from Germany, we are nudist kind of people. We go naked on the beach. All the ice cold ocean from the North Pole beaches there in Sylt and stuff like that. We went there a lot. It's nice in the summertime, and we're naked. So okay, they're nudist beach. Not all beaches are nudist, but a lot of them. So, and also like public swimming pools, the girls take their bikini tops off and they're lying there because they don't want the stripes. So that's how I grow up. We talk about stuff like that. Also, we have abortions. Okay. It is what it is. We talk about all of that stuff. We talk about STDs. We talk about prevention. We talk about natural healing prevention with clays and all of that. Putting the clay on and flowers. And then I come to the United States, and the people here are like, "Whoa, man," they're locked up, like in that way. They conceal everything from the public. Like, oh man, they have to bleep out the F word. They have to diffuse nakedness, boobs and vagina and dicks. In the videos, it has to be diffused by some diffusion kind of thing on the camera or whatever, how they do it. I'm like, bro, I wanted to see that. No, it's concealed because I guess religion. It's just ironically annoying. That's what it is. And then I talk about the weenie of the horse, and people go crazy. Like, this is so taboo. How dare you bring this up? My God, a big striped weenie. It's good. There's nothing wrong with a large striped weenie, purple and pink striped. It's good. This is artistic. I like that. It's fun. This is my version of ASMR, by the way. So what else do I want to talk about? There's some things that are sad that go through my head. I'd rather not talk about this, maybe another time. My brain, there's all kinds of things, like my brain has good things and bad things running through it. So I'm trying to meditate on this. There's just so much pressure in my brain on all these, the psychological pain, all of that, the animal cruelty cases, and all of that wants to be processed. And I haven't all processed that yet. It's very traumatic to do animal rights activism, very traumatic. Sandy knows. Paul knows. But Sandy and I, we suffer the most from that. Because we have Asperger's and we're highly sensitive. For us it's extra hard, but we have to do it because we care. So there's no other way around it. We have to sign petitions. But I'm not going to get into the details of this now. But my message for the world is build up that mirror center in your brain. Build up your amygdala. So building it up. This is rock here. Build up. Grow your amygdala in your brain. The amygdalae. Okay. Amygdala means almond. There are two almonds, the size of almonds in the shape of almonds. Formations, two of them in your brain, somewhere in the limbic system, in the middle of the brain, underneath the neocortex. And they have a function of routing information into the brain in terms of compassion for other living beings. I haven't seen mine, I haven't done one of those fMRIs, but I already know that my amygdala are very large. They are as large as the people that have Williams syndrome. I don't have Williams syndrome, I have Asperger's. There's a big difference between Asperger's and Williams. Not all Asperger's have large amygdala, but a lot of them do. So it's interesting. I'm observing all of this on the internet. Williams, that's very interesting. Williams syndrome. I studied that. Williams syndrome are kids that have kind of very exaggerated facial features, large mouth, large nose, and they are cognitively impaired, so the IQ is not high, so the IQ is below average. Can range from very cognitively impaired to maybe average IQ, something like that. There are all kinds of variations always, but they like to sing and they have humongous compassion. And the tragedy with those people is they should, this is my message to the parents. It doesn't matter how old they get. When they're 18 and older, you have to keep them in your custody, okay? And you have to make sure they don't get mixed up with the wrong people on the internet and all of this, because they will never be able to discern, okay? They will never be able to take care of themselves, particularly financially. I'm kind of like in that direction too. But obviously someone with Asperger's sees a lot more than the average person, so that gives me an advantage. I recognize who is a conniver and who is not. So the Williams people don't. They think everyone is the same. They think everyone is exactly like they are, loving, not, dorky, and they can. Someone goes up to them and says, "Can you give me your bank account information?" And they will do it, and their $10,000 savings is gone. And then they go, "Oh, how can he do this to me?" That's why Williams people, they need to stay in the custody of the parents, or someone who takes care of them, someone who is good, kind-hearted, who takes care of them for the rest of their lives. Same with people with what's that called? Trisomnia 21, I guess it's called. So when they have like kind of like Asian eyes, and they are highly cognitively impaired, and they don't get very old. They I don't know, I think they get up to 30 or something, and the system shuts down because they have a lot of malfunction in their body and brain. So they're mutations, okay, and they're equally precious, and they deserve equally much love. Okay, very important message. Asperger's is not some kind of freak impairment or something. No. Asperger's is, you can call Asperger's freakish because they see a lot more than other people. And they have extremely high intelligence, above average intelligence. And they are highly sensitive and often very compassionate. Some of them, like in that, there's that movie about Gypsy Rose. I don't know if you've seen that documentary or not. It's a movie about that case. And maybe I'll just summarize this now. That's a very interesting case, murder case. Gypsy Rose was a little girl. Now she's an adult woman. I believe she's still in prison now because she conspired to have her mother murdered. But there's a reason for it. That's not some cold-blooded type of thing. She asked a guy on the internet to help her with that because her mother was keeping her a prisoner, and her mother had horrific medical procedures done on her that were never necessary. The mother did this out of her own need for attention. Okay, and she got pretty far with that attention. She got media come to her, all kinds of people that donated money to her. And the daughter wasn't even sick, didn't even have the C word or any of these terrible things that she claimed. A lot of doctors are corrupt, would do these procedures knowing that she doesn't have these problems. Whenever there was a doctor in the hospital who said, "Your daughter doesn't need this, why would you do this to her?" Like, whatever horrible procedures, like surgeries on her organs and stuff like that. Like, like kidney transfusions or whatever. Horrific. Whenever a doctor said to the mother, "Oh, your daughter doesn't need it," the mother would get real mad. Her ego would get real mad, and she would take her daughter out of there and bring her daughter to another hospital that's more corrupt, where they would do it. It's called Münchhausen syndrome by proxy. Münchhausen syndrome by proxy. I believe my mother is one of those. Okay. Because I have absolutely nightmarish memories of that. Some of this I think I have blended out. I have an amnesia about it. My mother even looks like those. She even looks like these women that have Münchhausen syndrome by proxy. I think this is genetic, and I think it shows up even in the facial features. A very specific type of woman that falls into this category. Happens much more in women than in men. And white women with pointy noses. That happens too. Okay. My mother is a Pinocchio. Kind of scary, actually. My mother looks a little bit scary. I'm not exaggerating this. I still love her. I love her. I feel sorry for her. But I can't hang out with her anymore. There's no way, no freaking way in the world. So, there comes a point in our lives where we really have to do introspection and see, are my parents mini gods? Hell no! Okay, so you have to come to this realization. I'm not saying that your parents are not mini gods. Okay, so maybe Philip, your parents are mini gods. Okay, so good for you. I'm happy for you that you were still terribly indoctrinated by them and other people. So that's not mini gods in my personal view. But I see that a lot of Latino people are better to their children than the Germans are. So I see that. That's what I observe. I've seen that in LA a lot. When I went on the bus, lots of Mexican ladies with their children on their chests, with the little children leaning over them, hanging on them, and they were loving with them, and they were going everywhere with them. So that's a whole lot better than some kind of coldishly German Pinocchio woman who is crazy in the head and who will make the children sick in order to get the doctor to come to the house. So that's what they do. That's what some of these people do. It's rather rare, actually, but and I'm not saying that all German women are like this or are kind of coldish, but I see the tendency. So I see the overall statistics just from observing. We would have to put this into a field work and actually put it in the coordinate system in order to really test it and see, is this hypothesis true? Can we measure that incrementally in the coordinate system and take a random sample of German women and compare them to a random sample of Mexican or Latino women. Okay, so my hypothesis is that the Mexican Latino women are better with their children, and they hang out with their children more, okay, which is better for the children, okay, than some busy, coldishly German lady who has self-image of being a lawyer or judge or doctor or whatever and doesn't have time for her child. I would come into her office and she said, I don't have time for you. And I'm like 2 years old, I don't have time for you. Okay, mommy. I'll go back into my room. And I'm like shocked, like I go in my room, I hold my teddy bear on my chest, Oh, that's ice cold, man. I'm not like that. I'm German, but I'm not like that. I'm a mother hen, I'm the opposite. I'm extremely the opposite. Okay? And my message is mother hen love. Okay? That's my message for the world. That's why I didn't have kids, because I care so much about them. I was a mess in the past. I was a psychological mess. I was on pharma drugs for depression and borderline and OCD. Whole cocktail of, first of all, that causes damage to an embryo. Second, growing up with a punk, it's not such a good idea, right? No. Someone who is completely like mashed potato brain out of it, I was drinking alcohol, beer all the time. I was a smoker. Ooh. I don't even think about it. Ugh. I quit all of that at 25. So, so I had 2 of those at 19, and then one at 34 when I was in LA, and I was still on pharma. I quit all the other stuff, the party stuff, but I was still on toxic pharma, man. That one was black, and the mother said, "You need to carry that child out. We will take him or her." And I said, "Hell no! If I carry that child out, then my mother hen instinct, I'll do everything for that child, right? Of course I will. I'll be there 24 hours. I never leave that child alone, never." But the father is a mess. I think he's a cocaine dealer on the streets in LA. Total mess, that guy. My gosh, man. And schizoid on top of it. That's like a red thread through my life. My boyfriends tend to be schizoid, no matter what ethnicity. This is crazy, man. Oh man. And he also said, "I'm afraid of you." Oh my gosh, like why? I should be afraid of him. Doing cocaine dealing on the street, man, that's not good. I'm afraid of cocaine. Don't stay away from my life with that stuff. Oh man, no. But I care about him. I wish him the best. He told me he's not fertile. He told me he can't make babies. So I believed it. Yeah, right. That's so. Oh man. Oh, man. I had to learn the hard way. What's that? Yeah. Then I had a Japanese girlfriend, female friend. Not girlfriend, but woman friend from Japan. And she happened to be a fundamentalist Christian. I met her at Santa Monica College. We went to the African anthropology class together. And I saved her life, from a Nigerian man who wanted to put her into a sex slave operation. I saved her life. But she was a fundamentalist. When I was pregnant, she was like, "Yay! We must celebrate. This is wonderful." I'm like, "Yes, cool. I'm sorry. This is gonna go." This is like taking a parasite out of you. And she was like, "What?" She was like, that was a phone conversation. She was so shocked about that. I didn't say parasite, but I said, "No, Jesko, I'm sorry. I'm having that removed in like a week or so. I already have an appointment." She was so mad at me for that. She was so upset because of the religion. Okay, that's what religion does to the brain. It makes people crazy. Okay, I said, Yasko, I'm on pharma drugs. I am a mess, psychological mess. I was doing primotherapy at that time. I mean, total mess my whole life. I was renting rooms from people. I didn't even have furniture. I mean, whoa. And then she makes a fuss about this. And then she hangs up the phone. And I never heard from her again. And I loved her, you know. And I saved her life. And then she acts like that. No. I'm not holding it against her. She's crazy. The religion did it to her. Okay, so no, that's what I have to say about all of this. That's why I say, man, you need to question things. Okay, question stuff. That's my message for the world. And when you question stuff, then you can actually activate your mirror center and your amygdala, your compassion center in the brain. Okay, peace and love.